Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne. I got a video for that Kimball, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. Today's video, the VA declares a hiring freeze. A lot of you have reached out to me and asked me some few questions as it pertains to this. Dwayne, what does this mean for my claim? Will my claim be impacted? Do I file a new claim? What is going on? Have you ever seen the VA do this when you actually rate it? Today's video, I am going to answer all of these questions, but most importantly, the nugget, yes, the nugget is what can you be doing if you have an active claim or if you're thinking about filing a claim? Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, everyone, before I get into today's video, make sure you click the link in the description section and get signed up for our monthly membership. So, the VA declares a hiring freeze. What does that mean? Dwayne, have you ever seen this before? How does it impact my claim? But most importantly, what can I be doing as a veteran? Okay, so I'm going to take you out to the VA's website and share some information for you. But I got a surprise website that I want to show you, and you're going to be surprised as it pertains to the positions at the VA, especially, keep this in mind, VBA, Veterans Benefit Administration. So we all should know the compensation department under VBA is the department that handles VA compensation. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'm going to take you out to the VA's website. Okay. All right. So it says here VA declares a hiring freeze. This article went up January 23rd, 3 days after the new administration took over. Okay. So I'm not going to go through this entire article. I think this is it right here, pretty much. Okay. So the president implemented an executive order for a full federal hiring freeze, but there are some exemptions to this. Okay, so it also states, although Trump's January 20th executive order states it shall not adversely impact veterans' benefits and does not apply to positions related to public safety, VA worked with the White House and Office of Personal Management, also known as OPM, to develop this updated guidance. Okay, so what kind of concern me is it states it shall not adversely impact veterans' benefits, but it still could impact them. It's just not going to adversely impact those benefits. But how? There's no explanation as to how it's not going to adversely impact it. Okay. But I'm going to share some of these examples that I saw back when the federal government, when they were going to shut down, or actually when they did shut down and they had a hiring freeze on at that particular time. Okay. But before I do that, I'm going to take you to this January 20th executive order. Okay. Let's take a look at that. Okay. So it says presidential actions, hiring freeze, January 2025 is when he took over, right? Okay. So it says by the authority, I'm going to highlight this for you right here. Okay. So it says by the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, I hereby order a freeze on the hiring of federal civilian employees to be applied throughout the executive branch. As part of this freeze, no federal civilian position that is vacant, keep that in mind, that is vacant at noon on January 20th, 2025, may be filled, and no new position may be created except as otherwise provided for in this memorandum or other applicable law. Except as provided below, this freeze applies to all executive departments and agencies, regardless of their sources of operational and programmatic funding. Okay. So there's some other information in here as well, going over some positions that's not impacted within 90 days of this memorandum. The Department of OPM, I'm sorry, the Director of the Office of Management and Budget in consultation with the Director of OPM, okay? United States Dodge Service shall submit a plan to reduce size of the federal government's workforce through efficiency improvement and attrition, okay? Now, think about what they just said. No new positions should be posted. No new positions that were posted should be filled, okay? Now you have to think about, well, if I have a claim, if I thought about filing a claim, what does this mean for me? So let's keep going. Let's take it a step further. Now, this is USA Jobs. Back when I first started to look at federal positions, I would come to USAjobs.gov, okay? And then I went to a job fair and the VA had a booth there. And they said, hey, give us your information, but come to this website and look for these two positions. And they gave me a piece of paper that had those two positions on it, and it was VSR and RVSR. So let's go look at the Department of Veterans Affairs, okay? So we're going to type in Department Veterans Affairs, and we're going to do agency-wide, okay? Let's just do that one, see what comes up. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so nothing there. So let's go with the second one. Okay, and what I'm showing you when they said the hiring freeze, this is what I'm showing you. Can we find, oh, sorry about that. Can we find any jobs in the Department of Veterans Affairs? Okay, so we put that back in. We're just going to go with the departments and see what comes up. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. We have some positions. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these, okay? But here's something here, open February 2nd, 2024 to February 1st, 2025. So they're closing relatively soon, okay? But all of these seem to be under VHA, social worker, staff psychologist, okay, physician, senior social worker. Okay, so a lot of these appear to be on the VHA side, okay? I'm going to keep going just to check, just in case. Okay. So, wow, 59 pages. All right. So there's still some positions out there, but we're going to look on the compensation side. Department of Benefits Administration. Okay. So let's just type that in. Veterans Benefits. Okay. There we go. VBA. That's what I'm looking for, because compensation falls under VBA. Let's see what comes up. Nothing. No jobs found under VBA. Now, I kind of went through and I was looking at different, trying to dial this down, and I'm going to just type in Florida. I don't think anything is going to come up for Florida, but we're going to look, okay, and just see. Oh, no, my computer's kind of, oh, there we go. No jobs under VBA. Now, let's go back and look at Veterans Healthcare Administration, okay? We're going to narrow this search down a little bit. Veterans Healthcare. Oh, wait a minute. I just saw it. There we go. Veterans Healthcare Administration. I want to see if some of those other jobs that I showed you come up. There we go. All right. So we have 1,452 jobs under VHA, but no jobs under VBA. All right. Now, so I know you're probably saying, Dwayne, well, I want to know about the department that does the money, VBA. Is this going to impact veterans claim? My opinion and what I've seen on the inside, no. Here's why. Because they haven't removed anyone from VBA, from the compensation. So what I mean by that is they haven't went through and said, okay, well, we're going to reduce 500 employees under VBA. If they do that, your claim is going to be impacted, because there's going to be less workers working those claims. So it's not going, no, from a grant or denial standpoint, but it's going to add more wait time as it pertains to the backlog. Okay. So they're already behind. If they start reducing their numbers, okay, now they just have a hiring freeze saying, okay, this manager was going to get promoted to director. That's not happening. Okay. So they're still in that position. But if they say we're going to remove 50 VSRs, 50 RVSRs, 50 droves, okay, that's going to impact it because now you're reducing the workforce. And so that work is going to fall on other people, which they're already behind. And I saw this as a VA rater when the government shut down and they sent the appeals department home, the droves, the VSRs that work the appeals, now the Howler Review, they sent them home for 2 weeks. Okay. And so what that meant, veterans were still filing appeals. That mail was still coming in, but there was no one there to work it. So when they came back to work, they were like, you know what? We gave you all basically a 2-week vacation, which meant they got their back pay. They were off for 2 weeks. They didn't know if they were going to get paid, but they did once the budget was finalized. Okay. So it just added more wait time to claims. All right. That's how it's going to impact your VA claim. But right now, it's not going to impact it that way because they haven't said we're actually reducing those numbers. If they do, it's going to impact you. Now, what can you do? You can't do anything because you're not a decision maker in this process. But what you can do, continue to educate yourself. Make sure when you submit that claim, you have everything that you need. Now, if you haven't filed a claim, don't worry about it. Go ahead and submit your claim. It's business as usual as it pertains to rating claims because right now they still have the same number of employees unless some are getting fired for whatever reason or retiring, going out on maternity leave, something like that. Okay. But that's always, you have those things month to month, year to year. Okay. But this hiring freeze is just basically, they're not backfilling any positions. Okay. I showed you on VA.gov, there was no positions under VBA. All right. Also, keep this in mind. This is going to be the nugget. Just don't throw something up against the wall hoping something sticks just because there's a freeze. Don't do that. Continue to get educated, get your documentation, make sure you set yourself up for success when that claim lands on that VA employee's desk. And if they decide to reduce the number of VA employees, I'll be the first to let you know here. With that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and as always, share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.